That's Democracy Now!, Breaking with Convention. Tune in.
Edition of the New York City's Etiquette Show. We have a fabulous guest today, Barbara Desroches, to speak about her amazing books. Take it away, Santosh.
Former educator, professional dancer, dance teacher, and founder of her own dance academy, Barbara Desroches is proud to present her two books, Martha Loves Dancing from 2021 and Martha and the Nutcracker from 2022. First one is the first activity book about dance and perseverance, dedicated to children aged from 4 to 7. The second one is a activity book about dance, ambition, self-confidence, and perseverance, intended for children aged 6 to 10. For many years, Mrs. Desroches has been willing to share dance notions with the youngest children and their parents. The link to her website is www.barbaradesroches.com. That's www.barbaradesrochers.com. Welcome to the show, Barbara. It's wonderful to have you with us today.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Awesome. Welcome to the show, Barbara. So we get right in it. We're excited to speak to you about your fabulous books. What inspired you to be an author and to write your books?
Well, first of all, I didn't think to write in my life because I'm a ballerina, as you just said before, and I had my own academy. But while the pandemic arrived, we were all closed in their houses, and I couldn't join my students, my beautiful students, ballet students, and I needed to share my passion for dance. I couldn't just stand it for like everyone else. So I decided to make books. The first one, Martha Loves Dancing, just because I had to share my passion with everyone and children's most of all. And that's how I became an author. I think it wasn't supposed to be like that, but I'm very proud of that thing that I made. And it just goes very well at this moment for all the books and I did.
Awesome. So the pandemic got your creative juices going and energized you to bring out the writer in you.
Yes, exactly. And that's when I wrote my second book, Martha and the Nutcracker, always in the same line, because I want to share passion and I want to give like a ballet course for children, long around this book. So in this book, you'll find things that is very occurrent for every children and very easy for parents to read, and educator also to make activities in dance. And that was the pandemic that gives me all the power, like just what you said, to make things happen.
Awesome. So the primary target audiences of your book, are they like to read with parents and their children? Are you trying to encourage children with their parents to to be interested in dancing? Or are they for children mostly already in dancing? Like, what are the audiences you're trying to inspire through your books?
Yeah. First of all, this book, the first one, is like an initiation for dance. So it's very accessible for everyone. Like we imagined at this age of 4, not all the children can read. And so parents must be there at the first time to read it for them. But when they get to 6, 7 year olds, it's like an easy book for them to read it. It's a simple language, and the art, the graphic, like you can see, is very well done. Is my graphic that is Marie Prévost from Sherbrooke that did all the coloring, the image for this book, and it's very delightful for the eyes. Everybody says that to me. They like it because the images are nice, are clear, and easy for small children to follow, because all along this book there is some exercises to do. Of course, like this book is for initiation, so we get all ready, the children, also with parent educator, to try to do these exercises that are easy to follow for this age. And also there is a link with Spotify, a musical link. So each exercise is sponsored with music. So they can do the exercise that are very simply explained. So it's accessible. But as we said, it's preferred to have an adult with them at the age for this book. And there's a lot of games to do. And there is also, like I can say, a guide. So they're just coloring the stars that if they did succeed the exercise, so it stimulates them to do the exercise well, so they can note themselves if they did well or very well or great, excellent, or great for your exercise that you did. So it's exciting at the same time.
That's
also
awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And also, I just wanted to ask, I noticed all the characters are animals, like different animals. Is that something to do with like, people of all shapes and sizes can do these dances? Is that something?
That absolutely this. This was
okay.
very important for me, that I can join the most people possible, and all sizes of people, like you said, and all tall and everybody, because everybody can dance at my highs. It's for everyone. So the principal character is called Martha, like the name of the book. And she's a little mouse who wants to be a ballerina. And she wants to succeed at the annual show. So she repeats all the technique on point and all these exercises. And she has friends. So she has a friend, like his name is Beatrice, is the cat. And after she has Rosie, that is a sheep, that she do a folkloric dance, and a horse, that's Hubert. He does hip hop dance. So, yeah.
Different styles of dance. Nice.
Yeah. So in this book, we have all kinds of dance. And also we have triplets, flamand, like that.
That's lovely.
So, maybe it's fun for the children to see that too. And they have wonderful tutus, and it's very enthusiastic. This book is very appreciated, and we have also ideas for eat. So if you want to have a little snack, a good snack for children after the practicing the dance and everything. We have also coloring pages with a link. It's very complete for my first book. And there is memories, activities, or seek and search. And this book is very technical also. We learn also the basis of ballet. That is the idea of the book too. So we learn the 5 positions of the dance, ballet dance, how to do them with the feet, with your arms, and it's very appreciated. École supérieure de ballet du Québec, National Ballet School, les grands ballets canadiens, but all of my books for the students. For me, it's a very glorious things. I'm very proud of that.
Awesome. So you have a lot of support, a lot of accolades from different organizations which are supportive to the work you're doing, and you condense a lot of activities and information in your book to provide a broad educational experience, I guess.
Yes, I think so, because it works, and also the Réseau d'enseignement de la danse, who is a membership for all the teachers that teach dances. They bought also the book, so it's beginning to be a reference, I think, in the small world of ballet, because there is not a lot of this kind of book for children, and maybe that helps too for me. It's fine.
Awesome. So there's so your book is definitely for like the parents with their children, as well as educators and I guess ballet and different dance schools who want to inspire their own students as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I want to reach more and more people. And in the United States, in New York City, I would like to be there too. If anyone can help me to get my book in New York, and anyone else in the United States, I will be very happy of that, because it's interesting. Like I can just say, like a New York City ballet. I think it would be an excellent book for them, but we have to reach them. So maybe it's not often easy to reach the ballet school around the world. But I sent my book also to the Opéra de Paris en France, and so it's beginning to run around the world. And my books are online. You can have them anywhere, like Amazon. And like, they are now in Korea also with the site, and on Angleterre, England, and a lot of things, a lot of countries around the world. I just can't name it, all of them, but I'm very happy. And I'm happy to be there with you to present, have the chance to present my books to get them more and more known.
So I guess definitely New Yorkers can get the book through, I believe, Barnes & Noble. Is that available? Barnes & Noble online, and Indigo in Canada. So definitely have a worldwide distribution for your book. Yeah,
absolutely. They are, you can find it, like you said, Barnes & Noble, Indigo. And I will, as soon as I can, try to do like a tournée, like turn to maybe do autograph things, and I would like to be present more at their stores to meet people and present them my book live.
Yeah, so you're interested in, like, you're going to, like, an author tour. So you're definitely interested with anybody watching, listening out there who wants to connect with you through your website so that you can visit them, connect with students, children, and parents about their book, go to bookstores and do author sightings.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Awesome. And have you had any sort of direct reactions from parents who had their children inspired by your book? Any sort of personal connections with parents or stories like that? Yeah, absolutely. The parent told me that my books help the small children to come to their first ballet classes, because maybe the small children were afraid to go with a course, ballet course, a new ballet teacher or someone. And with my first book, you were talking about how the inspiration that sort of the comments from people you've been getting from parents who have read your book and personal feedback. So if you could So I'll re-ask the question, and if you could start that over again.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, Malcolm. So yes, so Barbara, so what are some of the comments you've been getting by either parents or educators who have been reading your book and have been inspired by your book and have reached out to you?
Oh, I'm very happy of that because parents came to me and said that my first book, Martha Loves Dancing, helped their children, the small children, to go to the first ballet class because it prepares them in that book how to go to the ballet class for the first time, what we should put in a ballet bag, and what attitude we should have in class, and so on. And so I'm very proud of that. And I should maybe plus adjust that the second book is for the preparation for an audition for the célèbre known ballet of the Nutcracker. And this book helps each children to prepare them to go to the audition of the Nutcracker. As we know, each year the ballet is held in almost every country in the world. So with that book, that is Martha's audition, we follow her in a preparation to go to that, and all the story happened with her friends. Of course, there are always little animals in the books because I like them. It's easy for the children also to follow and to appreciate. And this book is for older children, is 6 to 10 years old. And every school and teacher like this book too. And like I just said, the Grand Ballet Canadien also bought this book because it helps children to prepare for this audition, magnifique audition. And in this book, you will find the story of the Nutcracker, what is happening in that story, and also a question to reference and vocabulary. And there's also games. And as always, the book is beautiful to see. You can also do exercise to practice for your first audition for the Nutcracker. There's exercise to do with all the characters of the Nutcracker and also with the Spotify link. So it's music to go with it. It's easy to find on Spotify, so it's accessible for everyone, and the Spotify free, of course, for everybody. And also, as I just said in the first book, in the second, we find also the 5 ballet positions. So every children that like dance will like to know those ballet positions. And every image is all colorful too, and this play and these things about candy shop and everything, and things that you can do at your house, a party with your friends, and everything is said in that. There's also connect dots so we can draw and kind of things like that. So it's very helpful, and parents love to use coloring pages like the Nutcracker too. So it's fun.
Awesome. So it's a fun book with this very condensed learning experience to inspire both parents and their child, whether it's ballet or other forms of dance.
Yeah, and there's also story that is right. So if you don't know the Ballet of Nutcracker, you will know about it if you buy this book, because it's written, the story is written in the book. It's not all about Martha. It's also about the Nutcracker Ballet. So it's interesting for that. Like, I would just like to ask you a question, because there are questions in that book. So if I ask a question, the Nutcracker Ballet is one of the most danced ballet in the world. Is it true?
Is the most what kind of ballet
is
in the world?
Is it the most danced ballet in the world? Is the Nutcracker dance the most ballet in the world? The answer
is true.
Yeah.
True.
And all the answers are in that book too. So that's fun, because all plays, all question, everything you find in that book is answer question and answer and everything.
It's a very
And
Christmas
very appreciated.
special. It puts people in the mood for Christmas as well.
Yeah,
It's during the
because I know
holidays.
in July we don't think about that. With vacation time is coming right today, but September will arrive very soon. August,
Sure.
the time for the audition for Nutcracker, because they prepare a lot of months before the show. So maybe it's a kind of gift you can buy for your children for the birthday or Christmas time.
Exactly.
Awesome. So the Spotify link, is that for ambient music for the book? What's the Spotify link for?
It's me. I did point music in a link in the Spotify at the name of the book. So you can find the link on Spotify at the name like Martha and the Nutcracker and Martha Loves Dancing. And you type Spotify, the title of the book, and you will find all the music to go with each exercise that is named. Each of them has her own music. So it's fun. It's easy for the parents, educators to do that. If they don't know what to do in summer, it's fun.
Awesome. So great to have that sort of fun experience and stuff. So definitely, I guess you're connecting. Have you been able to connect with sort of dance schools? Have you got any comments from educators aside from parents in terms of, how your book is making a difference to their children?
Yeah, absolutely. And I will try to do maybe this fall more things to get touch with everybody because I think my books are interesting for everyone, but not all of everybody knows about them, but if they know, they can buy it. And for the ballet school, it's interesting because they can buy them with a special price that I give them, so they can resell them for benefits for their school. So that's interesting too. And I do that kind of thing because when I wrote my book, it was very by pleasure, by passion first, and all I want is that books are circulate around the school, the world, and everybody connect with dance. For me, that's the objective.
That's awesome. Wonderful. So you're supporting school fundraising through your book.
Absolutely. So everybody can join me, and I do prices for them. Or if you just want to buy one, you can just go online too. So just pass by my site or by Amazon or by Indigo, Barnes Nobles, and you will find it.
Awesome. So anybody interested, school, principal, teacher, they would contact you through your site. Is it barbara.desroches.com?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they would contact you if they want to collaborate with you on a particular initiative.
Yeah, I'm open with any suggestion.
Awesome. And are you also planning on sort of a new project, a new book to sort of as part of a series, or are you just focusing on these for now, these particular books?
Yeah, now I'm working on audio with a new company that with this August make a sale for, it's called Fably, and it's audiobooks. And I had a command from them to do books from Martha that is still dancing, and she does adventure. And that's what I'm working at this moment for that project with a Fably. It's audiobook, and it will be very interesting because I'm not the only author that will be on that kind of toy. It's only audio. That's what parents like. There's not écran. There's not a screen. And I'm very proud to be part of that thing very soon. I'm still in the writing of the story. It's not finished for me because it's a lot of work, but I'm very happy of that. And I have also a lot of invitation. I will be in festivals too this summer with contemporary dance. So I will do like a little atelier with my books, a little dance with children's. And of course, they would be able to meet me.
That was
Awesome,
wonderful.
awesome. So you're going to be you're doing audiobooks of these particular two books, or audiobooks of a new book?
It's new books, but
Okay.
it's always Martha. It's always Martha. That is the principal character of the story. But it's new books, new stories of Martha, but always around the dance and always to initiate the children.
Awesome, awesome. And so is your book available as an ebook or just a paperback now?
Yeah, it's available in ebook. Like I just said, ebooks all around the world. If you tap just on Google, you're supposed to find them. They're everywhere on ebook.
Awesome, awesome. So students and parents and educators can either have a choice of getting your book shipped to them as a paperback, or they can access it on their laptop as an ebook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. That's fabulous. It's good. And it's good. And now you're doing audiobooks. So you'll be in all three genres of books to give your book good accessibility.
Yeah, that was a choice that I did, and I will try to do more and more about that. Maybe this summer to connect with more places that I could sell my books so everyone can find them. It's sort of work like you imagine, but slowly. But I will accept to my objective.
Awesome, awesome. And you're definitely open to any sort of festival, because you're going on a festival tour. You're interested in festivals contacting you if they want you to invite you to their festival, as well as educators, parents, schools, organizations, educational school boards. You're interested in all these type of organizations who connect with children, who teach children to connect with you, so that you can help support and inspire future generations and current generations of children to be able to connect with their sort of inner dancer in them.
Absolutely. And I would love to be invited anywhere. Of course, if it's my agenda is okay for them, but that's what I like, to meet people and to give my passion for dance and to dance with little children and to just show them little steps so they could want to get involved in a ballet school or someone, maybe hip-hop school or whatever, dance, folkloric school. It's accessible for everyone, and I'm able to initiate all of them for that.
So if a festival invites you, you can do a session where you're sort of teaching some ballet and reading to your book, so they get a very complete experience. Yeah,
that's absolutely right. And I use also accessories for children, so they like to dance with that little costume. And I have coloring pages of the book, so it's just like a follow-up with that. It's just fun. It's just fun for me.
Awesome, awesome. It was good to be able to do something you're passionate about, that is fun, engaging, will inspire children to be connected and be passionate about dancing. And there's a lot of children out there, they're sort of shy and stuff, and through dancing, dancing can also give people, and children in particular, confidence about themselves that they didn't have before they were dancing.
Absolutely. That's a very good point. A lot of children are shy or afraid to leave their parents to begin some courses, but we have to go it slowly. It just sends like seeds, you just seeds, little parcels of dance in the heart, in the body, and somehow maybe it's happened. It's like magic.
Awesome, awesome. And this book is for both boys and girls you teach. Not just girls, boys and girls.
Yeah. In the book, there's characters, boys and girls. So it's easy for the children to have a repère, so they can find themselves in that.
Awesome. Is there a question you wanted to ask Santosh by any chance?
Oh, I mean, it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful what you're doing. You as a writer, a dancer, as well as your illustrator. And are you enjoying like the writing process as well? Like, is it kind of similar to dancing in some ways, or?
Writing is very, very difficult for me. It's not my principal thing that I usually do. It takes me very lot of concentration, time, and research. And I like that because it's creation also for me.
Yes.
And I'm an artist, so I like to create art. And my graphist, Marie Prévost, is like wonderful, the most wonderful person, because me and the drawing is like zero. I cannot draw.
It's a good team. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Wonderful.
Awesome. It's good you complement each other. So are there any sort of comments about your book or words of wisdom for teachers, students, educators, anybody out there that you didn't get the chance to mention, that you would like to sort of mention so that people out there, know about your book and know what you're doing and are inspired? Like any sort of comments you might want to add?
Yeah, I call all a ballet school around the world, around the United States, New York City Ballet, because it's not very far of my house. Maybe Vancouver, Canada, Ottawa, Gatineau, it's all ballet school there. I know of many people that are there too in their ballet school, so I call them anyhow. I can write to everyone, and we can make arrangement, and they can invite me. I can do things for them, and I hope for the best for me.
Awesome. Well, exciting. Well, we're sort of excited, and it's wonderful for you to come on the Etiquette Show, Barbara, to talk about your fabulous, books, what you're doing to inspire sort of children, what you're doing to engage parents, what you're doing to bring, new senses of self-esteem and confidence in children through your books, through this very holistic experience, because the unique thing about your book is that it's not just sort of an entertainment book for students and kids. You're actually being entertained, yes, but you're also very much a learning experience that's going to make a real difference to the lives of students and the lives of, parents alike who are trying to inspire their kids.
Yeah, and even if you don't know dance, like your parents or a man, a girl, and you want to teach them dance to your children, with that book, you can do it. It's easy. Step by step, we learn things, and easy for everyone.
Awesome. Fantastic. So thank you very much for coming on our show today on New York City's Etiquette Show. Barbara Desroches, once again, her website is barbaradesroches.com. I urge anybody out there, viewers and listeners, to check out the website and to connect with Barbara. Invite Barbara to your upcoming festival, to your schools, to speak. And I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful mutual experience for everybody involved. So thank you much again, Barbara, and look forward to your learning about your future audiobooks as well.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
nice
thank you very much.
meeting you.
Excellent. Thanks. So, hello, everyone. That was a great discussion we had with Barbara, and who published that amazing book or books. And so I thought that, that sort of inspires our sort of next segment of our show, of the Etiquette Show on MNN, to talk about book self-publishing, which is, definitely, as everybody knows, there's kind of a book self-publishing revolution out there these days, was actually for the last few years, inspired by the success of Amazon, and which has made book self-publishing much more accessible to what it was before, a while back, where you had to, where it was a lot more restrictive, harder to get your book self-published and harder to get a distribution channel. So we're going to talk about how to self-publish your book in a quality way, which is going to ensure that your book is mass marketable. Because,
That's very good.
So that's what we're going to be doing today, because, definitely we're going to go through the steps, because, being involved with book self-publishing myself, I see a lot of books out there which are lacking in quality, and authors get frustrated about why isn't my book not selling, and there are a lot of mistakes that he can have or problems that he can have. One of the most obvious problems is, problems with the book cover. I mean, because what I find is that authors spend a lot of time writing the book, but when it comes to actually putting the book out there and marketing your book, they don't spend as much time in that. Like they'll spend time years and years writing the book, and then they'll put like some clip RT cover on it that he got online that cost them $1 or $9.99 or whatever price they have. So that is definitely a mistake you want to avoid, putting a cheap cover on your book to market it, because, there's the old saying, don't judge a book by its cover, but of course people do. And if people are looking through online at your bookstore and it has a very cheap looking cover where it's like clip art with a poor font selection, is not going to poor design, just looks like it was done very quickly and haphazardly, that's definitely going to be a bad way to sell and promote your book. So definitely what we're going to do is go through the steps, so after you kind of have your book, your manuscript ready, the important thing to make sure is the step number one is to get your book copy edited. That's step number one. Yeah, a lot of authors, they don't copy edit their manuscript. They don't get it edited, so there's lots of mistakes, and there's some writers out there.
And stuff. A lot of spelling mistakes and typos and all kinds of grammatical mistakes as well. Yeah, exactly.
A lot of grammar mistakes, typos, stuff like that. Have you seen any self-published books like that?
I've read of one book that was very nice, but then the story was great, but it was like the grammar was off in the little places, and also the paragraph, the spacing was a little bit off, so it was hard to read. And, there were a few spelling mistakes here and there. You could tell it was all done by the same author. Yeah. So even though the story was nice, it was a collection of short stories. I think it was based on the Western stories, but then it was a little bit off-putting, that it didn't feel as professional, and that could definitely affect the sales in the long run, I think.
Yeah, so that's going to affect the professional presentation. You have a great story, all of a sudden you start seeing like typos, grammar mistakes, easy mistakes that the writer should have caught or missed them. It's kind of as off-putting from the standpoint of the quality presentation. It's off-putting. It's like going to a play in the that's supposed to be set in the 19th century, and all of a sudden their hairstyle is contemporary or from the 70s, or their shoes is not consistent with the Victorian times, or it's like you're all in the mood, but then something is off-putting. Like I sometimes see that with movies, particularly American movies, where it's a certain historical era. And then you see that?
Like low-budget indie films, they can't afford to, or whatever. They don't focus enough on the details as much as they should. Yeah,
that's part of it. Definitely low-budget ones. But I find, for example, definitely when you're looking at 19th century, 18th century, or historical pieces, I find that British producers are very exact with respect to how they present everything in the era. Canadian producers are very well, but I just find that in American producers, when it comes to timepieces, sometimes they tend to be not as exact as the British and Canadians when it comes to making sure that everything is consistent with what it should be. So similarly, when you're talking about writing and stuff, you definitely want to have it well edited. If you are a nonfiction writer, then you can just go with a great copy editor that's going to look at those grammar mistakes and sentence structures and stuff like that. If you're doing a fiction piece, fiction writing, then you want to go more with a substantive editor which is like a copy editor that's also going to look into your plots to make sure that you don't have characters that drop off out of nowhere and drop back in. So a substantive editor is what you need when you're doing a fiction writing. If you just go with a copy editor for fiction, then the copy editor will catch the grammar, but will not catch the inconsistencies in the plot.
Oh, that's very interesting. So you need two editors, basically, two types of editors.
Well, if you're doing fiction, you can either get two types of editors,
okay,
or you can just get a substantive editor who's very good at also copy editing.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But one of the big problems that writers run into is they either don't copy edit it, or they go to a cheap editor that is, I just found a great price. I only spent $50 to edit my own manuscript.
Yeah.
And you find out that it was a bad copy editor that just basically missed 80 or 90% of the mistakes. So that's a big problem. The other problem you can run into is that when you find a very good copy editor that gives you a discount, but doesn't give you good quality, they just run through your stuff because they figure you're not going to find out that they missed stuff. So they'll give you a good discount, but that's why when you're doing a copy editing, you have to go to somebody that you have personal confidence in, that you know. Don't just say, well, I went to some editor and he used to work with X publisher, so he must be or she must be good, because they might have given you the B or C class treatment when it comes to editing.
Right.
When you do with editing, what I would do is that the first thing I would do is ask the editor to give you a sample of one page of your, edit one page of your manuscript, and then you vet it to make sure that is what you think it should be, or just vet it around and make sure they're doing a good job. Try to get them to edit maybe 2 or 3 sample pages so that you have confidence that you're not just going to get somebody who's just going to run through your stuff and to not take it seriously.
Oh, that's a very good point you made. It's a good. Don't like try to get deals. Just try to get the best that you can. Also, you can get more sales that way.
Yeah, I mean, try to get somebody that you're going to afford, but make sure they're doing a quality job. There's no point getting a deal if they're not doing a quality job, or if they're not going to take your work seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, so copy editing, definitely important for nonfiction. If you're doing fiction writing, make sure you get a substantive editor. So the next part of the process, that once you get your book edited and it's all done, while you're doing that, you want to make sure, as we started to talk about before, is to get a great book cover that is going to encapsulate the image and message you want to send out there to potential buyers.
Right.
I know that one time I was standing around in the, in the downtown, and just standing there, and then some people said, "What book is that? Where can I find it?" That's the kind of a wow effect you want. You want people to see a book and just be compelled to want to buy it, or have an interest in it, or at least have a feeling of what it might be about based upon what you present. Don't just get clip art. Try to get original artwork. Try to get an original, well thought out presented book. Try to make sure that the fonts are easy to read, so that when it's shrunken down on Amazon is what they call a scalable design. Scalable is when your book cover looks just as much when it's blown up than when it's small. When it's small on Amazon as the thumbnail, it should be easy to still make out the title of the book, the author's name, and the images you want. If it's shrunk down as a thumbnail and you can't make out the title, you can't make out the author's name or what the image is on the book, then you're not going to have a good book, because it's not going to be properly seen on Amazon or any other online bookseller. So you want a scalable design that's attractive, that has good color contrast, that has a nice font, that's going to be appropriate to the look and image and energy you want to convey through whatever you're writing about.
That's very good information. Get the best cover for your book so people will be attracted to it right away. Even people that might not be looking for that certain book, but hey, that cover looks great, so why don't I open it and find out more about it? And it's like a
that's
bait.
the reaction you want.
Yes.
You want a reaction of curiosity. So the book cover is very important because before you even get your book out there, a lot of authors who are self-published, they end up squandering valuable time by not pre-marketing their book. Right. So while your book focusing on the editing of your book and the book cover of your book, you should be pre-marketing your book. And as soon as you get the book cover design, then you want to put it on your blog, put it on your website, start spreading it around, the message around. So book cover should actually be, number one on your list to get that out of the way, so that you can. So while you're getting your book copy edited, you have a image, a branding of your book to be presented and marketing it out there.
Exactly.
So book cover design is a critical. I would say that you should start as number one. Then there's the copy editing we mentioned before, or substantive editing if you're doing a fiction book. So get that great, book cover. So after you get everything edited, and while you're marketing your book through the book cover, the next stage is the typesetting of the book. So the typesetting is when you're doing the, some people call it colloquially formatting. So typesetting encompasses the typography of your book, the graphic design of the inside of your book, especially if you have like photos, all kinds of graphics, images. It's very important to have your text and your images and photos, anything like that, in sync, so it'll look so it'll conform to industry standards.
Yes, that's very important.
Yeah. So one time I see, for example, somebody showed me their self-published book, and they had images in their book, but there was no captions under their photos, which is not a good idea. You shouldn't just have images just posted in your book and nothing underneath it. That's not good form. That's not meeting industry standards. So you definitely want to make sure that your book has laid out by a professional, because if you don't get your book professionally typeset, your book is going to likely look like very amateurish. It's going to look like a high school essay rather than an actual book. That's why it's so easy to tell a lot of self-published books that go through Amazon, because they're not properly typesetted. They just go through some software program and they just put in the text, and everything is, meets Amazon's requirements, but does not meet professional industry standards.
Now, especially now, I think with, AI is taking over a lot of things. So people think, in their mind, they're thinking, oh, why should I spend all this money when I can just get some AI to check it for me or make a cover for me? Do you have any thoughts on that?
So AI is not a substitute for good quality editing and good quality layout. Okay, because the problem is that again, this happens with this, for example, with Google Translate, for example. I mean, you put things to Google Translate, and then it doesn't come out right. It goes to a native speaker, and it comes out in a funny way because it's a very it's a rough process and stuff like that. It's very rough and stuff like that. So AI. So when you do stuff through these spell checks and stuff like that, it will catch some things and won't catch other things. And what happens too is that it will make even when the software is very good and stuff like that, and it catches all the grammar mistakes, it won't sound like a human. It will sound off. It won't have the aesthetic. It will say it doesn't have the human sensibility of the AI. So things will start to sound in a very with awkwardish but grammatically correct sentence structure and stuff like that. So it's awkward. So you'll get awkward content when you rely on AI. And again, when you're talking about typesetting, people say, "Oh, what software can I use for typesetting?" It's not a AI process, because what the problem is that typesetting has two levels. One of it is conforming to certain algorithms, which can be programmed in an AI matrix, but there's also a human aesthetic, which is not a part of the AI programming. For example, when you're doing a typesetting in a mathematical book, a book on mathematics is not going to be the same as you're doing sort of picking typography for a poetry book, or you're picking typography for a novel. All the typesetting is part of a sort of has certain algorithms that you can program into it, but it also has a human aesthetic. The idea of the professional typesetting graphic design is to create a vibe and an energy and an aesthetic that will be conform to certain standards, but also conform to the aesthetic expectations that people have that are part of the social conventions of reading.
That's true. And also the professional human that does the work will have previous experience of doing work that actually sold well, so they know what they're talking about, rather than having some, a software that just sort of does the basics, but it's all, like you said, like rough and awkward.
Yeah.
The overall totality is missing in that kind of editing.
Yeah, so people are relying too much. People are being bombarded these days online with AI software, and AI as the panacea for everything. But, you're going to get caught if you get caught up in this AI sort of mindset that's going to be your savior and stuff like that. Because if you want a good quality output and stuff, you definitely want to rely on humans who knows what's going to sell to other humans.
Yes.
It's very important to have that.
We're not selling the robots at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're not selling the robots, you're selling the humans. So you got to have that human aesthetic and stuff. You got to have that human understanding and stuff. And watch out for editors that are going to edit your stuff using AI software, because they have some of them out there who will do that. They'll say, "Oh yeah, I'll edit your content," and they're putting it through some type of AI sort of spell check system that you could have done online yourself. Wow. And they'll charge you for what you could have gotten done for free. So watch that out. Make sure that you trust the person you're doing, and they're not going to try to, rip you off that way. So typesetting is basically the last stage before your book gets uploaded to whether it's KDP or what other system you're using, to upload your content to get it to the book retailer. So so your book is transformed from the Word file to a PDF. So the PDF becomes the final output of your typesetting. So you check that over, and then it gets uploaded either to a hardcover or a paperback, or you can, if you're doing an book, it'll be rather than being a PDF, it'll be an EPUB file. Okay. So ebook will be like in Barnes and Noble, they use Nook. Amazon uses Kindle. Indigo.ca in Canada uses Kobo. These are the different sort of software e-readers that are used to translate, so to speak, the content. When you're doing an ebook, you'll have a reflowable book or a fixed file. A fixed file is basically the same as a PDF, means that the content things are fixed to certain pages. Is the reflowable file. Reflowable files are good for if you have a book with no images and stuff like that. So the text will basically fit the spaces of your e-reader. So if you have a lot of images on your file, then reflowable may not be a good idea for you, because the images and the text are all not going to be matching and stuff like that. They're going to be flying all over the place potentially. So if you have a book that is just text, you can go with the reflowable file, so that everything wraps around accordingly when you're doing when it goes through somebody's e-reader. If you're having a lot of graphics or images and stuff like that in your book, then it's probably a good idea to go with the a fixed file. The only problem is that a fixed file will not be accepted by certain certain places won't accept the fixed file. So it's good to double check on that to make sure that wherever you're uploading to will accept the fixed versus the flowable file.
Fascinating. This is all extremely good technical information you're giving, so people can fix their mistakes before they actually go ahead and publish it. Because as you know, once you publish it, it's harder to like fix certain things, right? So it's very important to have somebody check all that. Yeah, for the final publication. Exactly.
So make sure you get that checked out. Yeah. And there's also, like, for people who are interested in audiobooks, that's another big thing on Amazon. You get somebody to read the content in your book, and a lot of times you can drive and you can listen to your book rather than read it. You can listen to it. So the audiobook is another thing that people can check out if they want to, as another marketing device for their book.
So you get basically some other voice actor to read it, or do you recommend like the author himself or herself read it? What would you recommend for audiobook?
I recommend that you get a professional narrator, because you can, unless you get the training in order to do it, because when you're doing an audiobook, you have to have, everything has to be structured appropriately, and the files have to be sent and uploaded accordingly to whatever sort of, whatever company you're using to upload your audio content. So best to use the professional narrator, but you can do it yourself as long as you get the training in order to do it.
Yes, that's a very good point as well. Yes.
Awesome. So so that was basically in a nutshell how to get your book professionally published in a mass marketable way. And we hope that one or more of these ideas will help reduce anybody listening and watching out there to save money and to make money as a self-published author. So thanks everybody for watching another edition of the Etiquette Show. You have any words for the authors out there of encouragement?
It's fantastic. I published my first comic book with you. It was a great experience. You were very technically savvy, even to get the ISBN number and those kind of things. So is there any way like our viewers can contact you if they are interested in your services?
They can contact us by this email, business@bellnet.ca, business@bellnet, BELLNET.ca. So just contact us at the Etiquette Show. If you have any questions, you want any tips about how to self-publish your books, email us there, and we'll sure to get back to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for everybody for watching. We look forward to seeing you, everybody, at the next edition of the Etiquette Show.
Awesome.
That if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. We love NYC.